If you're a sports fan, make sure you go check out SportsCastr for all of your sports needs. Whether you're a football fan, basketball fan, or baseball fan, this app is the perfect way to get news for your team and is an app I personally use myself in case any of you guys want to check out my pregame, halftime, or postgame streams. I'll leave a link in the description below. What is up, Pats Nation? It's Patriots Global back here with another video, and again, I'm bringing back my series of the winners and losers. This time, it is going to be for the New England Patriots versus the New York Jets. This game definitely started off a lot better versus how it ended. The final score was 14-30, but really, if we're going to talk about defense and offense from the team, this game should have ended higher than 30, and really, those 14 points that the New York Jets put up should not be on the board. Now, my first winner on this list is going to be linebacker Jamie Collins, and Collins is just on my list for a winner day in and day out. Just every week, he's consistently doing his job and consistently making plays. And again, as I said in the last time I made him a winner, that is the Jamie Collins we needed back on this defense. This is the Jamie Collins we had when he was a Patriot, and this is the Jamie Collins that seemed to have disappeared when he went to the Cleveland Browns. I get it's only week 3, but I really do hope that Bill Belichick is able to lock in Jamie Collins for the future, as they did only sign him to a 1-year deal, because he can be such a key piece to this Patriots defense for so many more years to come. And currently, right now, when you're looking at this year, Jamie Collins really is one of the best defenders on this team. He finished the day leading the Patriots defense with tackles, with 7 tackles. He had 3 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, 2 quarterback hits, and 1 pass deflection. It's no joke, and it's no really question that the Patriots linebacker group needed a spark, okay? Dante Hightower has his games where he's up and down. And to me, one of the weakest points that the Patriots have had for a while is that linebacker position, especially ever since releasing a high-motor linebacker like Jamie Collins. Collins is able to play really any position as a linebacker, whether that's coverage style, whether that's in the run game, whether that's rushing the passer, or even setting the edge. No matter what Jamie Collins does, he's making an immediate impact on this team. And he yet again went out there and put up amazing stats alone for himself for a 3rd consecutive week. My first loser this week is going to be running back Sony Michel, and I'm going to make an entire video on this situation because I feel like it really needs to be addressed, but I have no clue what is wrong with Sony Michel this year, especially because we have not been playing top-tier teams, okay? We've played the Steelers, who have not won a single game this year. We've played against the Jets, and we've played against the Dolphins, who also have not won a game this year. We will 100% be facing teams with the better defense, okay? The Baltimore Ravens. Even the Cleveland Browns have a better defense than the teams that we've been playing. And Sony Michel has not been able to do anything. And look, in general, the Patriots' run game has had its issues already this season and really needs to start going. But other running backs have been able to get the job going better than Sony has. For example, Rex Burkhead. He's without a doubt been the Patriots' #1 running back so far, and that was a guy we've been talking about. Should they cut him? Should they trade him? And really, now we're looking back on that saying, thank God they did it. Even guys like Brandon Bolden, who we were looking at being a core special teamer, has had a lot better runs than Sony Michel this season. And look, I don't want to say Sony Michel has been completely a bust this year. He's had a couple of good runs, but for the most part, he's either getting tackled either behind the line of scrimmage or at the line of scrimmage. So far with Sony Michel's runs, I've rarely seen them go somewhere. Michel had 1 target, and that 1 target went incomplete. On the ground, he was only given 9 carries, and in those 9 carries, he was only able to eclipse 11 yards and ended up having a touchdown. When you're looking at the 3 games that he's played for this entire season, he's had a total of 45 carries where he has only eclipsed 108 yards, 2 touchdowns with, get this, just 2.4 yards per carry. Just 2.4. By this time last season, Sony Michel was already eclipsing almost 100 yards rushing games. We all have had so much high expectations for Sony Michel, and that is a very understandable thing as he's a first-round pick running back. He had an amazing season last year, both regular and postseason, and so far this season, we have not seen anything from Sony Michel that makes it seem like he's one of the better running backs in this league, or that he had almost 1,000 yards rushing in his rookie season. So from here on out, I just really hope that Sony Michel can somehow find it in him to keep things going. But like I said, I don't want to get too much in here about Sony Michel as I'm going to make an entire video about this. My next winner on my list is going to be wide receiver Josh Gordon. And in my personal opinion, this might have been the best performance that we have seen from Josh Gordon in a Patriots uniform. He finished today's game with a total of 6 catches for 83 yards. But not just that, there was actually, I believe 2 times it was, that Josh Gordon actually got injured. It looked like he might have dislocated his finger or something within that nature. He ended up having his finger wrapped up, but he went out of the game and then in the game got injured again, went out of the game and came back. He was really just powering through this, and it just shows how mentally and physically tough he is. Today, he just made some unbelievable catches, and that's exactly what I like to see from Josh Gordon. That's what we saw last season in the few games that we were able to see him play before. Again, he got suspended. But that connection between him and Tom Brady and him making those spectacular catches, and with Antonio Brown being gone, Josh Gordon was going to have to step up, and I'm happy to say that he is. And for those of you who might not have been able to watch the game, let me just tell you this. There was a point where Josh Gordon made a very spectacular grab where he went up, tipped the ball to himself, and made the catch with 3 defenders on him. That in itself says enough. My next loser here is going to be kicker Stephen Gostkowski, and there's nothing I can even say anymore that you haven't already heard from me. Day in and day out, when these videos are coming out, you can pretty much guarantee that Gostkowski is going to be a loser. He, on his first attempt for an extra point, missed it. At this point, this is just a weekly thing for Gostkowski, and as I've been saying, this is a difference between winning and losing a game. You don't even have to be a Patriots fan, okay? If you're another fan from another nation, Cowboys, Ravens, Chiefs, whatever it might be, even if you're a Jets fan watching this, you know yourself personally from your own experiences that an extra point, a field goal, that is the difference between winning and losing a game, and these kickers are so important in the NFL. And for some reason, Gostkowski is just not doing his job this season. I don't know if it's just him being off or it's the fact that he has a new guy holding the ball. Either or, it is very possible. My next winner on this list is going to be another wide receiver, and this time it's going to be a guy we haven't really been talking about at all this season, and that's Jacobi Meyers. With Antonio Brown being out of the team, New England obviously needed some guys to step up. We saw Jacobi Meyers pop in a lot more in this game with Brown being out. Then you had Edelman get injured, then you had Gordon get injured, and that's when you saw Jacobi Meyers really entering the game. You kind of heard his name a little bit more often, but he ended the day with just 3 receptions for 60 yards, in which he averaged 20 yards per reception and had a long catch of 22 yards. And look, that's exactly what you want to hear, okay? New England Patriots do not need a bunch of top-tier receivers in the NFL, okay? Is it great to have? Yes, but they've succeeded so well with having these, air quote, Walmart guys. And with Jacobi Meyers, I think they have so much potential. They just have to get him in the game more. I was finally happy to see that Jacobi Meyers was able to put up respectable numbers. Just even catching the ball was finally a good thing. And for his first game where he was actually included and active, for him to be able to receive 60 yards on just 3 catches really is amazing and shows what his ability is able to be, whether that's just a quick dump-off pass or whether that's using him as a deep threat. My next loser here is going to be quarterback Jarrett Stidham. Now, I was actually surprised to find out Jarrett Stidham was going into the game because Tom Brady doesn't leave games. Okay, especially when we recently heard him come out in an interview basically saying, why don't you go out of the game? Okay, you're winning by such a substantial point. Why risk anything? And he basically said that ever since the last Miami game, Bill Belichick has really emphasized the point of playing 60 minutes of football, playing every possible minute of football till the end, because until that clock hits zero, anything is possible. Ultimately, I think the reason that Tom Brady got taken out of that game is that New England has really endured a lot of injuries, especially this game versus the Jets, and you don't want to risk anything with your starting quarterback, especially Brady and the age that he's at. So they threw in their backup quarterback, their rookie backup quarterback, and they just kind of wanted to see what he got, and it was not a good showcasing here for the rookie quarterback, as right away he threw a pick six to Jets safety Jamal Adams, in which it was returned to the house by Jamal Adams. So great job there, Jarrett. Stidham was able, though, to create 14 yards on his resume for a regular season, had a quarterback rating of 37.5 and a completion percentage of 66.7. The sad thing for Jarrett Stidham, though, is after that pick six, they took the backup quarterback out and put Tom Brady back in. My next winner here is going to be safety Devin McCourty, and Devin McCourty has been balling out this season, and I think this could be a season where it is his best season, especially when it comes to interceptions-wise. I think this could be the most interceptions he's had in a single season. He's already had 3. He's had 1 in every single game so far. In 3 consecutive games, he's recorded an interception. Now, the interception today was not anything too special. Luke Falk didn't seem like he was on the same page as the receiver, and of course, the all-pro veteran safety in Devin McCourty was able to take advantage of that and get the interception, but nonetheless, he's really been balling out. He's been making great plays, and he hasn't been getting burnt and giving up big yardage or big plays. Now, my next loser here is going to be wide receiver Gunnar Olszewski. Now, Gunnar Olszewski didn't do anything bad as a receiver. We didn't really get to see him much as a receiver in the game. We were able to see him a little bit, especially compared to every other week so far this regular season, again, because New England doesn't have Antonio Brown. They, at one point, did not have Julian Edelman nor Josh Gordon, so of course they needed someone to fill in. But the reason that he's a loser on this list is for his punt return ability. He muffed a punt in the second half, and that resulted in a Jets touchdown, which actually was the first touchdown that the Patriots have allowed in the entire 2019 season. For those of you who are not able to see it, the ball bounced off of Olszewski's hand and into the end zone, where the New York Jets were able to recover it and get that touchdown. Now, of course, this didn't really mean much for the Patriots. They already had a 30-point lead, and the Jets just got 7 points. They weren't going to win the game, but the point is nonetheless, this is situational football, and the fact that he muffed that is never a good sign, because what if it's late into the game? Whether it's to start the game, we're in first quarter and he muffs a punt. Whether it's coming in the fourth quarter or the third quarter, and there's just a 5-point difference, 3-point difference, 7-point difference, and he muffs a punt and another team gets a touchdown, then look, we lose the game. So he did get lucky in the fact that it wasn't a game where it was close and he didn't lose New England the game. But when we're talking about football, we're talking about the NFL, we're talking about situational football and playing for Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots, we cannot talk about what-ifs. And my last loser here on this list, we're kind of ending it here with 2 losers, but that is going to be injuries. So it's not a specific player, it's a category, but that's because, again, New England got so banged up today. You're talking about Julian Edelman. He got injured. He was dealing with that chest injury, left right before halftime and was not able to return. Then you're dealing with Josh Gordon. Now, of course, Gordon did come back in the game. He was able to finish the game, but nonetheless, he was dealing with injury. You had Adam Butler dealing with a leg injury. He was able to come back in the game, but without a doubt, still something to monitor. And then you also had veteran linebacker Dante Hightower go down with some type of shoulder injury. He didn't return. We do not know the severity really on any of these guys just yet. With more time going on, I'm sure by tomorrow we'll hear a lot more reports coming out, and I'll do an entire injury report on when we do get these updates. Nonetheless, though, the Patriots already are dealing with some injuries to the team, especially the offensive line. And this game, despite all the other injuries we've been facing, New England just got hit with the injury bug. But that is it for today's video. What are your guys' thoughts on my winners and losers for this week? Let me know in the comments below, and also make sure you guys let me know your winners and losers for this game. I know a lot of people are probably going to ask why I didn't put in Ryan Izzo, and that is because, okay, Ryan Izzo did have a pretty good game. He had some nice blocks. He had that really nice one reception. I mean, he was wide open, so it's not like it was a spectacular catch or anything. Like, there was literally no defender around him. But I just didn't think that I should make him a complete winner for just that one reception. So really, he was an honorable mention in this video. But nonetheless, if you guys are not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I promise you, you guys are not going to want to miss out on my next video. And also make sure you guys hit that bell notification so that you get notified for my next video, because trust me, you are not going to want to miss it. Also, while you guys are at it, please make sure you guys like this video. It really helps me and the channel out so much, and the production of more videos just like this one in the future. Make sure you guys share this video with everybody you know so we can go to the Patriots Global family. Other than that, I will catch you guys in another video.